Yes, congrats on all of that. That has to be so exciting, having dropped an album and a music video on the same day.
It's crazy because you work so hard. I've been working on this album for like a year and a half, and me and my team, we really done as much as we can. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're finally seeing the fruit of your labor. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that's
And you
awesome.
heard the album
I did.
yesterday,
On Wednesday. Yeah, I did.
Wednesday,
I
Wednesday.
did. Yeah. I'm gonna get into that. It was amazing. And of course, I listened to it again today because I was like, I need to hear the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
so good. It is so
yeah.
good. So for people who don't know or they're just now discovering you, you are a Grammy Award-winning artist. You are now entering your solo career era. You've made sort of a slight transition into R&B, vibes. We love it. We love it. So
Thank you.
no problem. So tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit where you came from. Where did your love for music start? All of those things.
Right. Right. Well, I'm originally from North Carolina, Rockingham, North Carolina, probably the smallest place in North Carolina. But yeah, my music, the love for music, however, came from my family. My uncles sang, my aunts sang. Like my first solo was taught to me by my aunt, and she was just a singer that used to go to church, and she was like a little superstar in the church. You know what I mean? And so like it meant a lot for me for her to teach me how to like retain a song actually, because I never knew lyrics front to back. You know what I mean? And she was the first one to write them down, teach me how to learn them and like learn the melody, and then you can play around with it later and all that stuff. So my love of music came on early. And one early memory I have is my grandma and my grandfather used to put me on you know what a center block is?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and yeah, and that's how little I was, right? And they would stand me on that, and that would be my stage, and then I would just sing songs to them outside while they were just chilling. Yeah.
I love that. That is so that I love that. I mean, because so like what type of music did you grow up listening to? Like what, because I know you're transitioning into R&B, but you originally were, I mean, you're an artist, generally speaking, that's what you are, but you started in the Christian genre and I mean, listening to your album, you still do maintain a lot of that, which I love.
Absolutely.
So what has been the transition like going from Christian to R&B? And what kind of songs did you listen to growing up, which kind of established
Yeah.
love?
Like, I mean, I had a love for music early on, like I said, and I was raised with music appreciation. So even though my parents listened to a lot of hip hop and Motown and things of that sort, R&B, and then my grandparents listened to a lot of gospel, so both sets of grandparents listened to a lot of gospel. So I had a music appreciation early on. And the transition's been easy because it's just something that's natural. I'm doing whatever feels natural to me. When I started working on this album, I didn't make these plans to become this or that. You know what I mean? I kind of just started singing about what's going on in my life. The reason why I named it Dante Bowe is because it's just a personal album. It literally is about me. And so everything that I've gone through. And I think a lot of times people don't want you to sing about love and all these different things because they have toxic ideas of love.
Mhm.
And but I personally think there are healthy ways to fall in love. There are healthy ways to fall out of love. There's also healthy ways to handle betrayal, which is on my album. And I think I am giving people um, just a closer look into my personal life. So
Okay, that's awesome. So
it came out. Some songs came out R&B because it's just rhythm and blues, and we all have the blues sometimes. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. But the funny thing is though, I listen to the album and I don't feel blues. I feel everything, all the good vibes. I mean, your video for Wind Me Up came up and I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready to book a flight. Okay, like,
Okay, it makes you want to go
like
on vacation
it
for
makes me want
real.
to go on vacation. It is such a
That is
sad
the point. Like I
song.
felt like I was on vacation making the album for real.
Yes,
I'm not even joking.
yes. And I wanted to know like what was the inspiration behind doing the video with that island theme, which is going to lead me into my next question, but I do want to talk about that video inspiration.
Yeah, me and my manager Sabrina Harrison and the director Sean Benkei, we were all in London actually when it first came up, and we were just like, "What song do we release?" Like, We didn't know which way to go in and of itself, just praying about it. And we were dreaming of Wind Me Up for some reason. We hadn't yet set our eyes on that being the single, but we were dreaming it up. And I remember the idea, like Sean was like, oh, a beach with a platform and these little blue things flying. And that was his first initial idea. And then like maybe months and months later, we circled back when it was time to release the album. So we have to come out with a single. And me and my team, we got with Sean and they hired him and he gave us the treatment. And it was just pretty much based off of our initial conversation in London about it just being a beach island thing. And that is like, first of all, it's a reggae song. And the thing, what do you think about when you think about Jamaica? You think about vacation, you think
I'm
about,
Jamaican.
right, you think about beach, you think about dancing and rhythm and movement and brown skin everywhere and like all this, you think about those things. And so we wanted to make sure that those elements were in our video. Yeah, those are the things that you think about when you think about Jamaica. You think about all the great elements and the culture. And so even with the video, I'm like, some people were upset that I had all these dancers that moving and shaking, whatever, but that's the culture. And I don't want to um water down a culture because of people's ideas. You
Right.
know what I mean? This is really how it is over there. And so I really felt like Sean and Aja captured an amazing visual for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm Jamaican. So I had a real appreciation for that video.
Thank
So
you.
you spoke a
And my
little.
assistant is Jamaican too.
Oh, really?
Born in like, yeah.
Love it. I love it. So, like you mentioned a little bit of like criticism coming from, you having dancers, and that is the culture. You're absolutely right. How do you deal with the criticism?
Um Now I kind of just expect it and it comes with the job. That's how I look at it. It's like Jesus had haters. I wouldn't even call everybody a hater. Some people just don't understand. You know what I mean? And some things you can do to teach them, and you do what you can. But a lot of times people are just set in their ways, and you have to be careful because you don't want to make decisions based on man. You want to follow your purpose that God has for you. You know what I mean? And so that's what I do. I just follow what I feel like is for me. And one of my fans came to Times Square today to watch the billboard, and she just told me, she was like, a lot of people look at what you're doing as like a setback, like you're going backwards. And she was like, but anytime you're pulled back, that means you're about to be launched like an arrow. And I was like, oh, I like that. I like that. So
I like that. Definitely. And that's a good way to look at it because yeah, this job, the music industry, all of that, it comes with
and
those
when you're good at something, for some
right.
reason, people have a problem with it. Like
Yeah.
if you're good at something, sometimes people don't want you to be good. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people are insecure, and that's okay, but they'll just project
Mhm.
ultimately. And a lot of the comments are just people projecting their ideas. It's not the gospel. it's not,
No.
it's it's not always truth. So
Right. Got you. I got you. So as
mm,
far as you just recently performed Breaking All My Rules with Vic
Vic Mensa.
Mensa. Yes. Tell me about that. Tell us about how that collaboration came together and just making that song. It's a great song.
Yeah, like my producer Chaz Beats, his real name is Chaz Jackson. Like I said, I hope you don't kill me for saying that. But Chaz Beats helped me create this song in Carmel, California. And I mean, we were just vibing, and it was song after song after song after song. And I remember he played that beat for me, and I was like, oh, like it spoke to my heart. You know what I mean? And I wanted to write a love song. And I wrote it very fast, like 45 minutes or something like that. And I was going to put this bridge on it that I came up with. And then Chaz was like, what if we put a rapper and all this stuff? And this is actually where the feature started. It started with Vic Mensa. And we ended up getting connected to him through Chance the Rapper. And it just became an amazing experience. His team was easy to work with. He sent back my verse like so fast. He's the fastest as far as sending back a verse. And then we asked him to redo it. He redid it and sent it back the next day. Like he didn't like hesitate, or he's very busy, you know? And
Yeah.
so it was an easy experience. And he flew into the Today Show. He flew in, and I mean he came with a willing heart, and it's just easy to work with Vic. And I want to work with Vic more.
Yeah.
I want
And
to do like I don't know, a tour, or definitely do a show in Chicago with me.
oh, that would be dope. I mean, a tour, is that something that might be in the
For
works?
sure, for sure. I want to take
Yeah.
this on the road for
Yeah.
sure.
So speaking of collabing with Vic, is there someone who you would love to work with throughout your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to work with Lauryn Hill, you know, but so many people like I feel like I've been inspired lately by so many artists, and I'd be willing to work with who I feel made sense for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm inspired by a lot of people.
Yeah. And she's married to well, formerly a Marley. And so I'm curious, you have a lot of Caribbean Afro beats, going into this album. Do you have any background with those cultures
I'm
or
40% Jamaican. I'm not 40, not Jamaican. I'm sorry. I'm 40% Nigerian.
okay.
Ancestry.com told me that.
Okay.
And but however, I think just being a black man, like, and you being a black woman, music is very important. So we like to dance in general. And so this album is just a reflection of my culture as well.
Yeah, definitely. So there was one particular song on the album called Trouble. And, you told us a little bit about the story behind the intro of that. I think everybody should know about that. It's amazing. You brought someone in.
Yo, we brought this amazing musician in. I mean, it's an African guy, like full-blooded, like just he came in, he took his shirt off, took his shoes off. We sat his drum station up right in front of him, put his mic right in front of him, and he did that live. Just a bomb trouble. And he did all his stuff. And then he played through the entire song live. Like, and it was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
That's real. Like most of my album is real music. The bass you hear on the record, that's real bass. It's not programmed. The key piano, the keys, those are real keys. Like somebody's really playing it. It's not programmed. We didn't take a bunch of stems from different things. We made our music ourselves. And the strings you hear, Worry did, those are real strings. And so, yeah, real horns. I mean, I can go down the list. It's
Yeah.
it's a musical album.
Yeah. It's so
The
unique. And
choir is a real choir. It's not me
oh
doing a
wow.
game vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like the album is so
An
unique in such
expensive
a good
album.
way. Inexpensive album. Well, it's so worth it because we hear that in the production. It's very great. It's very great. So from here, for the people who are just discovering you, what's next for you?
I think what's next is obviously I'm going to put out more music. I don't think I should stop here. I think it's just the beginning of my career as we see it right now. I'm gonna tour. I also um I have just some different like CD releases or album releases now coming up. I'm doing one on 28th in Atlanta, and a lot more coming up. It's just a lot of stuff happening.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's where I am. So definitely let me know.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna have another album in August or September.
Oh, that's awesome. So whenever that
I don't
happens,
know if I'm supposed to be telling you that, but
I mean, if you want us to
I
tell
guess I do because it's
everybody,
coming up.
what was that?
I said I guess I do though, because I mean that's not that far away.
It's not. It's not. I mean, August is literally like almost next week. Not
Yeah,
quite, but very, very soon. Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. Well, we are absolutely looking forward to everything that you have coming up in the future. We are going to be supporting you 100%.
Thank you.
Um, I appreciate you taking the time. I know today's a busy, busy day for you, lots of press going on, but
It's
um,
fun though. It really
yeah,
is.
it is. Is it different now as a solo artist than before?
I had a, this is my I've had a solo mainstream. I mean, not mainstream, but a Christian solo album. But yeah, it's way different. I mean, my team's better, so I have a lot more to do. have a lot of things to do. And so
Yeah.
I love showing up and working, and like I love meeting YouTube and BT and Amazon and Apple Music. It's fun for me. I'd like to get to see the people that's making decisions
I think that's
and
important.
get to like let them hear the music and getting to watch their reactions. And everybody's been so kind to me and they love the music. And yeah, it's been fun for real. It's hard work. I get tired at most. I want
Yeah.
to take a nap, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, no naps today. Lots of things to do.
Okay, okay. I'm taking a nap right after I get off this.
You know what? I do not blame you.
I'm serious.
That is okay. I feel like you've earned that. You have earned that nap. So you take
Thank
that nap. Well, again, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to
you.
see you again as well. And I look forward to everything that you have going on. And just let us know and we'll be there.
Thank you so much for
All
everything.
right.